Starseed from Gaia, the chaos you're witnessing isn't random destruction. It's the death throes of a system that can no longer hold its frequency against the rising light. I am Ophelia, emissary of the Galactic Federation, and I bring you this transmission at the exact moment your soul called it in. By the end of this transmission, you'll understand exactly how to read the signs of this monumental shift and align with the victorious timeline that's already unfolding. But here's the first revelation. What appears to be the Cabal'S final stand is actually their complete energetic surrender to a force they never understood. The High Council showed me this moment eons ago. Every move they make now only accelerates their own dissolution. Their desperation is proof that the light codes streaming through your planet have already shifted the fundamental structure of reality itself. You didn't find this transmission by accident. Your soul magnetized this message because you're here as a witness to the greatest transformation in galactic history. This isn't content. It's confirmation of what your higher self already knows. Like this transmission to signal to your star family, I recognize the victory timeline. Subscribe if you're ready to hold space for humanity's ascension. Comment light wins if you feel the old matrix crumbling around you and the new earth rising within. Remember, awakened one. What looks like their strength is actually their final weakness being exposed. You are not here by accident. Most people sense something massive, sometimes chaotic, moving beneath the surface of our world, like tectonic plates grinding against each other in the deep, silent core of the planet. The headlines amplify the tremors. Ancient systems, once thought impregnable, are toppling. Venerable institutions, pillars of the perceived order, are unraveling at an astonishing pace, and powers that once seemed immovable, whose authority was unquestioned, are now buckling under an invisible, yet undeniable, pressure. It feels profoundly uncertain, even acutely frightening, as if the very ground beneath our feet is shifting, threatening to swallow everything we once understood. The pervasive sense of unease, a generalized anxiety that blankets the collective consciousness, hints at a deeper existential crisis. But what if, illuminated one, you are not witnessing random, senseless collapse? What if what looks like destruction from the limited human perspective is actually profound, divine fulfillment? An ancient, sacred script, meticulously written in the cosmic annals before you ever chose to incarnate into this earthly experience, now playing out in breathtaking, revelatory real time, exactly as it was meant to be. So many starseeds and conscious beings feel this tension resonating in their very bones, a deep cellular hum that vibrates with both unrest and a potent, exhilarating anticipation. It's this strange, compelling, often contradictory blend of profound exhaustion from carrying the cumulative weight of the old decaying paradigm, coupled with an exhilarating, almost ecstatic longing for the pristine beauty, the untainted harmony, and the vibrant vitality of the new earth that is emerging. It's an internal paradox that speaks volumes about the magnitude of this transition. It's remarkably easy, in the midst of this turbulent energetic confluence, to mistakenly assume this profound struggle is just now truly beginning, as if the fight for the triumph of light must still be waged in an uncertain battle, a conflict with an unpredictable outcome. The mainstream narratives, the collective fear programming, and the density of the 3D illusion constantly reinforce this perception of an ongoing, arduous war. But what has not been widely told in these mainstream narratives, what your higher self, the eternal, all-knowing aspect of your being, distinctly and unequivocally remembers from the moment of its emanation, is that this is not a new war at all. This is, in fact, the final, decisive, and meticulously orchestrated act of a much longer, intricately woven cosmic drama, its conclusion already irrevocably seated with absolute certainty in the very fabric of creation itself, long before any linear timeline was conceived. The so-called old control system isn't being haphazardly dismantled by accident, nor is it merely succumbing to random opposition from a few brave souls speaking truth to power. No, it is collapsing under the sheer, unbearable weight of its own built-in obsolescence, like a decaying, ancient edifice whose foundational energetic codes have simply expired, their resonance no longer compatible with the escalating planetary frequency. This dissolution is occurring in perfect divine accordance with a higher, immutable blueprint designed and encoded into universal law, long before linear time began to unspool. Its internal mechanisms, once insidious and cunning, are now failing because the energetic frequency that once sustained its illusion of power and control is no longer supported by the evolving quantum cosmic field. It's akin to an ancient, cumbersome operating system trying desperately to run in a highly advanced quantum computing environment. It simply cannot compute, cannot function, cannot process the new parameters, and inevitably, gracefully, yet absolutely, falls apart into its constituent components. The truth, beloved starseed, is far more liberating and empowering than you may have been led to believe. The light has already triumphed. Its victory is not a hopeful wish or a future possibility, but a settled, immutable matter in the higher dimensions of reality. You, specifically, volunteered your luminous presence to be here, on Earth, in this pivotal, unprecedented moment in galactic history, not to battle endlessly against the shadows in an uncertain struggle where the outcome hangs in the balance, but rather to serve as a vibrational anchor, a living, breathing, walking affirmation of an inevitable reality that has already been divinely assured. The light has already triumphed. Its dominion is absolute. This isn't a future possibility to be earned. It's a present, undeniable truth that you are here to fully embody and manifest into physical reality. The crumbling and unraveling you witness all around you isn't a catastrophic loss or a sign of impending doom. It's tangible confirmation, an undeniable, potent sign that the oppressive, limiting, and dense codes that once dictated the human experience have utterly expired. They have no more energetic currency, no more validity, no more resonance in the rapidly expanding consciousness of humanity and the planet itself. What's left now, in the wake of this magnificent breakdown, is not destruction in its final form, but a necessary, profoundly purifying clearing, a sacred and complete rebalancing of energies, and a joyous return to the pristine, sovereign essence of humanity, to its original divine blueprint. The only true, authentic challenge remaining for you, in the radiant heart of this unprecedented global and galactic shift, is to deeply, profoundly remember who you are. It's to recall your pre-incarnation agreements, the intricate details of your divine blueprint, and the immense luminous power of your own being, a power that stems from your connection to Source itself. When your memory fully awakens, when your cellular knowing is fully activated, the illusion of struggle dissipates like morning mist in the rising sun, revealing the already won victory that you are here, quite simply, to embody, to radiate, and to celebrate. If your heart tightens and then expands with an electric charge as these words move through you, you're not just resonating, you are recognizing a deep, ancient remembrance stirring within. Some transmissions don't come through words or intellectual understanding, but through pure, unadulterated frequency, bypassing the mind and speaking directly to the soul. If something stirred profoundly within you just now, a deep inner knowing awakening, you may be ready to receive the hidden Arcturian keys of awakening. This short yet profoundly powerful ebook carries ancient Arcturian techniques for conscious expansion, multidimensional alignment, and mission remembrance, keys to unlock dormant wisdom within your own being. The link is in the first pinned comment, but only for a limited time, reflecting the urgency and sacredness of this activation. The collapse unfolding in the outer world, the dissolution of old forms, is not merely a sequence of disconnected external events. It is a profound and perfect mirror, a holographic reflection, to the deep, transformative activations occurring within your own being. It is an intricate cosmic dance between the macrocosm, the universal shift, and the microcosm, your personal evolution, a magnificent symphony of dismantling without and awakening within. Here's what's really happening, phase by phase, in this magnificent and predestined evolution, a journey of liberation and remembrance. Phase 1, the scripted unraveling. The first most potent sign of this grand awakening, this cosmic crescendo, is a sudden, undeniable awareness that the perceived limitations, the rigid systems, and the pervasive narratives that seem to hold you captive, that defined your reality, never truly possessed inherent ultimate power over your eternal, sovereign spirit. You begin to pierce through the dense, intricate layers of the illusion, to see with luminous clarity that fear, limitation, control, and separation were merely temporary, holographic veils, intricate, masterfully crafted scripts meticulously written and set in motion for your arrival onto this planetary stage. These experiences, though often painful and challenging, were designed not to permanently trap you, but to provide an undeniable contrast, a stark delineation. allowing your soul to profoundly discern the radical difference between the dense, confining, and suffocating vibrations of illusion and the expansive, liberating, and exhilarating truth of your divine nature. It was, in essence, a cosmic curriculum, a structured journey through duality, a grand contrast meant to brilliantly illuminate the path home to your true self. As these ancient, brittle structures of the old paradigm, like elaborate sandcastles against an incoming tide, begin to fracture and crumble all around you, you feel not just trepidation, a natural human response, but a profound, almost paradoxical flicker of relief, mingled with a natural, intellectual confusion. The mind, accustomed to linear logic, grapples with this. If this grand unraveling was always destined, if the outcome was always certain, then what precisely is your role now? This question is not one of doubt or weakness, but an invitation, a sacred summons, to step into a deeper, more empowered understanding of your co-creative capacity in the majestic unfolding of a reality already anchored in the unshakable foundation of light. It is an invitation to transition from being an unwitting participant, a mere character in an old, expiring script, to becoming a conscious, powerful architect and master builder of the new earth, actively shaping its emergent forms. This phase marks a pivotal shift from victimhood to conscious creation, from passive observation to active, intentional engagement with destiny. Phase 2, anchoring the triumph. Your entire energy field, your very presence, becomes the irrefutable proof, the living, breathing, undeniable evidence that the timeline of light supremacy, of humanity's ultimate liberation from the chains of illusion, is already irrevocably locked into place within the cosmic matrix. It is not a future event to be hoped for, but a present reality that is resonating through your very being. While the collective consciousness of the world, often caught in the web of programmed fear and scarcity, rushes to interpret the unfolding events as disaster, chaos, or irreparable breakdown, your very presence, your calm, centered, unwavering being, speaks a profoundly different truth. It resonates with an undeniable knowing, a deep inner certitude that defies the frantic narratives of fear and despair. You consciously choose, moment by moment, to become the frequency anchor, a living lighthouse emanating steady, guiding light in a vast, turbulent sea of changing tides and shifting perceptions. Simply by consciously breathing, by observing the unfolding drama with detached compassion and unwavering neutrality, and by deeply feeling the intrinsic truth of the light's victory within your core, you begin to stabilize the planetary energy field. Your unwavering resonance, like a gentle, persistent, yet powerfully steady hum, permeates the collective, softening the sharp edges of widespread anxiety, doubt, and panic. You are literally holding sacred space for the new reality to fully manifest, providing a stable, immovable point of reference amidst the accelerating dissolution of the old. This anchoring isn't a strenuous effort or a draining battle. It is, paradoxically, an act of serene being, a constant, effortless emanation of the higher truth that quiets the storm without needing to engage in any physical or energetic fight. It is the steady, rhythmic beat of the cosmic drum, a profound reassurance felt on a soul level by those who are ready to receive and recognize its frequency. Your very existence becomes a living testament to the victory of light, a beacon of hope for those navigating the shadows. Phase 3, disentangling from the old timeline. A profound and gentle disconnection begins to set in, an intuitive, deeply personal process of gracefully pulling your awareness, your energetic threads, and your emotional attachments from the dense, limiting scripts of survival, constant comparison, relentless struggle, and societal validation that once subtly but powerfully defined the human experience. You come to an undeniable, liberating realization. Your soul's contracts with the old paradigm, those sacred agreements to experience density, limitation, and separation for the purpose of profound spiritual growth, are now utterly void, their purpose completely fulfilled, their lessons fully integrated. The energetic hooks, once embedded deeply into your being, subtly holding you to old narratives, restrictive belief systems, and ancestral patterns, begin to dissolve and release with an effortless, divine grace. Much like a vine gracefully uncoiling from a wall it no longer needs to climb. This process is not without its tender moments. There can be a distinct sense of loss here, a natural grieving for the old identities, the familiar roles, and the comfortable illusions that once defined your perceived self and gave you a sense of belonging in the old world. It's akin to shedding an old, beloved skin, a protective but ultimately confining layer. leaving behind the constraints that no longer serve your expansive growth. This shedding might manifest as shifts in relationships, career paths, or even daily routines, as everything not aligned with your higher frequency naturally falls away. Yet, beneath this natural, transitional grief, a remarkable lightness emerges, like the sudden, astonishing remembrance of a freedom you thought you had forever forgotten, or perhaps never even possessed. It's the exhilarating sensation of stepping out into a vast, open, limitless sky after a lifetime spent confined within a small, darkened chamber, a rediscovery of inherent sovereignty and unburdened joy that whispers of your true, limitless, multidimensional nature. This disentanglement is not a violent, painful severing, but a gentle, respectful uncoupling, freeing your spirit to soar into new, unprecedented dimensions of being, prepared to explore realities untainted by the past. You are becoming unbound, shedding the spiritual weight of centuries. Phase 4, carrying the code, inside the intricate, shimmering helix of your sacred DNA, are not just the genealogical memories and inherited patterns of your earthly ancestors, but also sophisticated luminescent instructions for post-collapse restoration, a divine blueprint, an energetic schemata for the rebuilding, regeneration, and harmonious repatterning of reality. These are the codes of the new Earth, dormant until this precise cosmic moment. As you steadfastly hold your own light, maintaining your inner equilibrium, your core vibration, amidst the accelerating outer flux and chaotic external events, you intuitively begin to radiate these profound codes of reassurance, remembrance, and higher truth to the hungry, awakening hearts around you. This emanation is not a conscious effort, not something you force, but a natural outflow of your aligned state, like a silent, pervasive frequency broadcast from a perfectly tuned instrument. You awaken others not through forceful persuasion, intellectual debate, or complicated arguments, but by the undeniable, magnetic power of your authentic, congruent presence. You become a living testament, standing steady and serene, as irrefutable proof that it is indeed profoundly possible to live joyfully and purposefully beyond the debris, the residue of a dissolving world. You demonstrate, through your very being, that it is possible to create not from reaction to crisis or from the broken remnants of fear, but from a clear, unwavering vision of the new paradigm, drawing directly and effortlessly from the infinite wellspring of divine possibility and creation. You become a radiant beacon, silently guiding others to tap into their own inherent restorative capabilities, their own inner wisdom. Your groundedness is a silent invitation, your peace a living example, and your unwavering light a mirror reflecting their own potential. You are not just a carrier of the code, you are its living expression, igniting sparks in others through your luminous example. Phase 5, New World Reception. Instead of expending your precious vital energy trying to mend, repair, or futilely fix the broken, irreparable fragments of the old crumbling structures, which are past their expiry date and cannot be rebuilt, your vibrational attention undergoes a profound, deliberate, and intelligent shift. It aligns entirely, consciously and subconsciously, with what is being born anew, both through you as an individual conduit and around you in the collective field. This new, focused attention acts as a powerful, irresistible magnet, and as a direct result, synchronicities multiply with astonishing frequency, weaving intricate, elegant patterns of divine orchestration into the fabric of your daily life. It's as if the universe itself conspires to support your alignment, offering undeniable proof of your connection. Meaningful connections accelerate and deepen, forging bonds of shared purpose, higher resonance, and authentic heart-centered collaboration that feel ancient and deeply familiar. Old, stagnant patterns, limiting belief systems, and ancestral karmic loops gracefully fall away, often without conscious effort or intense struggle, as if simply losing their energetic grip and dissolving into the ether. You find yourself quietly, almost imperceptibly, walking upon new ground, treading pathways that were once unimaginable, accessing potentials that were previously beyond your scope of awareness. This journey often occurs without external recognition, without fanfare or applause from the remnants of the old world, precisely because you are not here to rebuild the old prison of limitation or seek validation from its structures, but to consciously and lovingly seed the sanctuary, the sacred space, of a new, harmonious reality. This state of effortless flow, of constant, joyful synchronicity, of spontaneous release and natural expansion, is confirmation incarnate, living proof that you are deeply and intrinsically aligned with the emerging world. You are not just observing it from the sidelines. You are actively, beautifully, and powerfully participating in its genesis, laying the energetic foundations for a future bathed in pure, unadulterated light. You are becoming a conscious co-creator of the Golden Age. Phase 6. Coherence with cosmic flow. As you progress deeper, more fully, into this grand alignment, this exquisite dance with universal energies, you start feeling timelines merge and converge, a palpable, almost liquid sensation where linear time itself softens, bends, and expands beyond its perceived constraints. The rigid lines of past, present, and future begin to blur into an eternal now. Every encounter, every seemingly minor decision, every conscious breath you take becomes profoundly guided by an intuitive intelligence that transcends the limitations of logical, rational thought. It's a profound knowing that bypasses the mind, speaking directly to your soul's deepest wisdom, a cosmic GPS guiding your every step. You sense yourself becoming intricately woven, an essential thread, into a larger galactic symphony, an exquisite tapestry of cosmic forces moving in perfect, divine harmony. You realize you are not a solitary, isolated note, playing a lonely tune, but an integral, indispensable part of a vast, divine composition, a living, breathing instrument in the grand cosmic orchestra. This flow, this magnificent, preordained orchestration, simply cannot fail, for the simple yet profound reason that it is already complete, already perfected, already victoriously actualized in the higher dimensions of existence. The grand victory, the ultimate triumph of light over shadow, is not some distant future event you must tirelessly strive towards or anxiously await. It is amplifying through you, right now, in every fiber of your being, in every quantum particle that constitutes your form. You are not awaiting the symphony's conclusion. You are its current, living conductor, allowing its perfected melody, its divine resonance, to flow and resonate through your physical form, transforming the perceived chaos and discord into sacred harmony, into a symphony of awakening. Your profound awareness of this inherent completeness, this settled victory, allows you to effortlessly navigate the perceived challenges, knowing in your deepest core that they are merely transient notes, minor chords, within an already perfect and divinely inspired score. This is not blind faith. It is an undeniable, felt knowing of your intrinsic connection to Source, a flow state that transcends earthly anxieties and limitations. Phase 7. Embodying the inevitability. You transcend the need to merely hope for positive change, to simply wish for a better future. Instead, you embody its absolute, unshakable certainty. Hope, while a necessary initial step for many, often implies a possibility that may or may not come to pass, a potential future that requires external conditions. But embodiment is a state of being, a definitive, vibrational declaration of truth, a living manifestation of what already is in the higher realms. You vividly sense, deeply know, and profoundly feel the old guard, the entrenched systems, the dense paradigms of control and limitation, the illusory powers, dissolving and receding, not because you engaged in a more arduous battle, exerted greater force, or fought with more ferocity, but because you have fully recognized, reclaimed, and activated who you truly are. You are a sovereign being, an ambassador of the inevitable dawn, a conscious, illuminated witness to the final glorious act of light's triumphant, undeniable arrival and full anchoring on Earth. Your inner calm, your unwavering groundedness, and your serene, powerful presence are no longer just personal states of being, isolated within your individual experience. They ripple outward, like ever-expanding concentric circles on a perfectly still pond, touching and profoundly influencing the collective energetic field of humanity. They serve as a powerful, silent, yet utterly unmistakable testimony to the truth that all is indeed well, that the divine plan is unfolding perfectly, and that the fundamental energetic fabric of reality has already shifted at its core, irrevocably moving towards light. You become a living prayer, a walking affirmation, a beacon that reassures without uttering a single word, confirming that the new epoch has not just begun, but has already been victoriously established, its foundations laid in divine love and light. You are the embodiment of the very change you once sought, the living proof of a future that is already here. Here is what your multidimensional memory, that vast repository of soul knowledge and cosmic wisdom, would have you know beyond the confines of linear time and earthly perception. You're not late. You didn't miss anything. The divine timing of your arrival, your awakening, and your experience is absolutely perfect. Every experience, every challenge, every moment of confusion, grief, or impatience you currently feel is not a sign of failure, not a detour from your path, but simply the ego mind, that aspect of self tethered to the illusion of separation and the old matrix, releasing its final, tenacious attachments to a reality that has already been edited, rescripted, and divinely recalibrated by conscious design in the higher realms. It is shedding the old skin, a necessary, purifying process of spiritual detoxification. Every restriction, every perceived limitation, every challenge placed upon you throughout your journey was a necessary contrast, a deliberate calibration. It was a vital component in the divine curriculum, meticulously designed, like a master architect's plan, so that when you finally felt the undeniable codes of victory anchoring within your very being, their arrival would be utterly unmistakable, profoundly recognized by your spirit, leaving no room for doubt. These contrasts sharpened your discernment, deepened your appreciation for truth, and magnified your capacity for joy and liberation. You didn't come here to fight endless, exhausting battles, to perpetually strive against an insurmountable, formidable foe in a never-ending struggle for dominance. No, your sacred purpose, your divine mission, was far more profound and joyous. It was to confirm this grand victory, to celebrate its magnificent unfolding with joyous abandon, and to gracefully midwife the arrival of a timeline that has already been won in the higher realms, a reality brimming with light and love. You are not the warrior in a desperate war. You are the celebratory participant in a preordained coronation, a royal procession of light. You are not watching the world fall apart. You are witnessing, with profound clarity and unshakable inner knowing, the glorious fulfillment of an ancient sacred promise, woven into the very fabric of creation itself, unfolding exactly as foretold. The light has already triumphed, its victory resonating from the highest dimensions down to the physical plane, permeating every aspect of existence. The only thing truly required of you now is your conscious, unwavering presence, your willingness to allow the new, higher frequency to gracefully anchor and fully embody through your physical body, your emotional landscape, and your every conscious choice. This allows you to become a pristine conduit, a living vibrational portal, so that others, seeing your illuminated state, feeling your radiant peace, and recognizing themselves in your truth, may awaken to their own divine potential as well. You are not just a witness. You are an essential, active instrument in this grand symphony of awakening, a living note in the cosmic song of liberation. Tonight, before sleep, offer this aloud. I stand in the triumph of the light. My presence affirms the new reality. I choose to anchor this victory, for myself and for all. Before you scroll, take a moment to be part of what's forming here. Drop one intention in the comments, something real, then respond to someone else's with encouragement or energy. This isn't content, it's collective alignment. Energy multiplies when intention connects. If something in this message resonated, don't keep it to yourself. Someone in your orbit is waiting for this exact activation. Share it. And if you felt a soul nudge, subscribe, stay in the flow. You're not just watching, you're expanding. This is your space, and we're just getting started. If this transmission spoke to you, don't just walk away from it, respond to it. Help carry this message further. Leave a super thanks. Every act of support helps this transmission find the next starseed who needs it.